If you're interested in spending a week or two on the beach, but you don't want to deal with a crowded tourist area, I highly recommend looking into Cape Lookout, North Carolina. Before you pack your bags though, you will need to know a few things. First off, to get to the island, you'll need to book a ferry service from Davis, North Carolina. As of 2024, Cape Lookout Cabins and Camps Incorporated is the only ferry service running. You can find the link to their website in the details below. Once you arrive on the island, you'll need to stop at the Welcome Building to check in and get your driving pass. You should purchase your driving pass in advance through the National Park Service website. If you buy your pass in the off-season, usually before mid-March, the pass is only $25 instead of the regular $50 for a year. If you didn't already air down on the mainland or during the ferry crossing, you'll need to air down your tires to at least 15 psi or less before heading out on the beach. A good rule of thumb is to go down to at least 50% of your tire's recommended normal PSI. There are dirt roads that run behind the dunes across most of the island. While they aren't as scenic as driving on the beach, they are packed down, so you run much less of a chance of getting stuck. They're also the only way to get around the sections of beach that regularly get closed to motor vehicle traffic for turtle and other wildlife activity. Before you venture out on the beach, familiarize yourself with beach driving rules and etiquette by watching the National Park Service's safety video. This is why you should probably drive slow when you're driving on Cape Lookout. There's literally old car parts and old metal stuff that got dropped off here and just dumped. If you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you could hit one of these. Sometimes they're only barely peeking up out of the sand. So drive slow and watch where you're going. There's also just random posts sticking up out of the ground. Watch where you're driving. If you plan on overlanding on the beach, there's a few things you'll need to know. First, you have to bring everything that you need for however long you stay. There are very few services and facilities on the island. At the welcome area, you can drop off trash and buy ice. There's also potable water for refilling water containers in several locations across the island. For shelter, you can bring a camper or even just a tent if you want to camp right on the beach. Or you can rent one of the cabins if you want to stay closer to the ferry drop-off. Since there is very limited self-service and very few other people around, you must be cautious not to put yourself in a dangerous situation. There are no lifeguards and no one you can easily call if you get hurt or stuck somewhere. Going to investigate what appears to be part of a ship. Yeah, I think that's part of a shipwreck. We got the iCamper with the vestibule. I think they call it the annex. Whatever. This is the clam, that's Katie's office, with all the solar out there and the Starlink system in the back. So there's our camp. See somebody way off in the distance there. There's somebody way off in the distance over there. And Garrett's playing in the tide pools. Can you tell the kid's from Ohio he's making snow angels? On North Carolina's barrier islands, it gets very windy. If you're camping in a tent, make sure to bring sand anchors. Don't expect the wimpy stakes that come with your tent to hold against the heavy winds. Your tent will pull a Dorothy and end up in Oz. When it isn't windy, it gets buggy. Be prepared for mosquitoes, horseflies, and worst of all, no-see-ums. In addition to copious amounts of bug spray, I recommend hanging a flex-tail rechargeable bug repeller in your sleeping area at night. It works very similarly to a thermocell and uses the same mats, but since it's rechargeable, it doesn't need the liquid fuel bottles that thermocells do, and it heats 2 pads at a time, so it gets better coverage. This one might be obvious, but on the beach, there's only shade if you bring it with you, so don't forget to pack the sunscreen and some form of sunshade, or you're gonna get burned. There's that big shipwreck maybe part of a dock or something. I don't know. If anybody knows what this is, comment, let me know. Big hefty old wood. Yeah, that looks like maybe part of a ship. Whatever it is, it looks like it's been here for a very long time. Hope we don't get stuck in this. this was a bad idea. Here we are, airing back up with the Morphlate quad system. This thing is super easy. We've been running it for a couple minutes now. We're at 17, now we're up to 34 already. We'll be done in no time.